Turn to Psalm 34 if you want. Psalm 34, I'm going to read you something. Do you deal with anxiety? This is really cool. I heard a pastor talk about this a few weeks ago. Here, Jesus is in this troubled moment. It's hard. It's heavy. What do I do? I want to glorify you, but I don't know if I can. That's the moment. I want out, but I don't want out. This is David. Psalm 34. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make its boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear of it and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. How do you deal with anxiety? Worship. What? Look, read it again. Verse 1. I will bless the Lord when? At all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make its boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear of it and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Now look at verse 4. I sought the Lord, and he heard me. He delivered me from my fears. Some of your fears? All my fears. They looked to him and were radiant, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried out. You identify with that? Broken, contrite heart? This poor man cried out, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear him and delivers them. Verse 8, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is a man who trusts in him. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints. There's no want to those who fear him. The young lions lack and suffer hunger, but those who seek the Lord shall not lack any good thing. Sometimes I look around in my life and I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. I don't deserve this or that. Or how did this good thing happen in my life? And it's simply because God. Verse 11, come, you children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Who is the man who desires life and loves many days that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Depart from evil, do good. Seek peace, pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. You know that? Like, he's listening, guys. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Lord is near to those who have a broken heart and saves such as have a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. What? Read that. Many are the awesome days with sun shining and everything is perfect in your life for the righteous. No. That's not what it says right there. I'm not making it up. It says, you can remember it, Psalm 34, verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. Somebody's like, oh, I'm out. No, don't. But the Lord delivers him out of them all. He guards all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and those who hate the righteous shall be condemned. The Lord redeems the soul of his servants, and none of those who trust in him shall be condemned. I might have told you this before. When I first started a bread route one time up in Asheville, I didn't know what I was doing. And I would start like 2 in the morning. At 6 p.m., I'm still slinging bread. And the grocery store was like, sir, our delivery ends at noon. And I was like, oh, if you want bread in your store, I'm sorry I'm slow, but this is 2 a.m. to 6 p.m.? Are you kidding me? Day after day, it's like, I'm horrible at throwing bread out. But I remember being in the middle of a grocery store and just getting on my knees, like multiple times. Got worship music. I'm to the point I don't even care anymore. It ain't for show. I just need Jesus. Getting on my knees. And it got to where I could finish the route by like some mornings by 8 a.m. But do you know how valuable that time was after the fact? Like, I'm so glad that I went through that time seeing in the midst of my trouble what God did for me. And maybe you're in the midst of something now and you're like, what the heck is going on? I can't take any more of this. Maybe it's to drive you to that place. You know, I was thinking about it this morning. I think it's vital for us as followers of Jesus to, like, okay, Jesus could have seen these people wanting to hang out with him, right? So Jesus could have seen these people and just be like, all right, cool, let's hang out. Y'all want to see me? I'm Jesus. Where you want me to sign your shirt? Right? He could have done that. But he was so in tune and prayed up about what the Father's will was, he knew what he was supposed to be doing and did that instead. And so sometimes these moments of pressure, when we ask God, God, lead my life, direct my life, perhaps there's so many variables in play in between us and God that we have put there that he needs to put us through some refining fire to get us on our knees, to get that junk out so there can be this straight conduit between you and him so you can hear clearly what he wants to do in the midst of a storm. But if there's no fire, you don't get to that place of refinement. This is for disciples. This is Jesus going through this. It's not like a new Christian only. Like, this is new Christians. Let's be real for a minute. After you say yes to Jesus, that first couple of weeks, month, year, it's like, I'm saved, baby. This is awesome, right? And that's true. There is some euphoria about realizing your sins are forgiven. And we should probably reflect back on that more. But this is to disciples. These storms are happening. This affliction exists for the purpose of doing his will so that he is glorified. That's the number one thing. Sometimes I think that I get caught up in, just being transparent, the motivation being that others get saved. And I think that's a good thing, but the motivation higher than other people getting saved should be doing the Father's will. I can sometimes get caught up in, I want to see this person get saved, so I'm going to do this, or I'm going to share the gospel with this person. I'm going to, and I could almost step outside of God's will because he has something greater that might look a little different.